Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start lying on our backs again. So make yourself comfortable on your back. Legs spread out long, arms down by your side, palms facing up. And allow your skull, the back of your skull, to settle nicely on the floor. Maybe tuck your chin just a little bit so that you can gaze down the midline of your body. And if you're okay with it, go ahead and close your eyes. If that makes you uncomfortable, leave them open and just do a soft gaze down your body. And just start to feel your body melt here. Let the floor support you. Start to breathe and notice your breath. Is it sharp and shallow? Is it long and drawn out? Just be aware of how your breath feels. Just take a couple normal breaths here. And then begin to think about making an audible sound with your breath. If you're to seal the lips and just breathe in through your nose, you actually want to be able to hear that breath. Think about like an oceanic sound of drawing the breath across your tongue, down the back of your throat. You should be able to hear yourself. Finding an even count here, maybe starting with a count of 4 breath or 4-second inhale, 4-second exhale. If you can even start to deepen and lengthen that breath, maybe you can get to 5 seconds or 6 seconds. Wherever you're at, just make that breath nice and even, paying attention to that oceanic sound, allowing the air to draw across your tongue and down your throat. Think about filling the top of your chest, your top lungs, with all your breath. Think about filling your upper belly with all your breath. Think about filling your lower belly all the way to your pelvic bowl. And then releasing the breath from the lower belly to the upper belly, to the chest, and out the throat. We don't usually think about our breath because it's such a natural thing that just happens. We're very lucky that our body just lets us breathe. We never have to think about it. But you can direct your breath to different parts of your body, to different areas that might need a little bit extra love, to an injury, to a stress point. So throughout practice, when you're moving today, think about directing your breath to a point of discomfort or tension, and see how that changes your movement and how your body responds. Take a few more breaths here. So I was thinking about some of the stuff we've been talking about just since we practiced together last time, and about everyone's personal journey right now and what that looks like and how it looks a lot different for everyone now that we're stuck in our houses, and that we might feel like it's hard to really make progress right now. Progress in our life, progress in our day, progress at work, progress with our kids in school. Progress looks a lot different. And that's hard. That's really hard for us as a society. We're so used to moving and going fast and making progress. So I'd like to offer you this quote about our progress as we flow through class today. I choose to be proud of myself, to honor the progress I have made. I celebrate where I am, and I am thankful for where I am going. So if you'd like to think about that, maybe set that intention for your practice, reflect on not only the progress that you're making in your practice physically, but mentally, how do you feel? Internally, spiritually, emotionally, how do you feel each day? What kind of progress can you make? Take one more deep inhale. And exhale, release all the breath from your body. Go ahead and bend your knees and walk the heels towards the hip bones. Just touch down with your fingertips and you should be able to just gently graze the back of the heels. Pick up the right foot and place the right ankle on the left knee. You're making a figure 4 shape here. There you go, and just let the knee fall out. Gently drop this entire formation to the left so that the sole of the right foot reaches towards the ground. Maybe extend your arms out to a T. Let your gaze fall to the right, to the opposite side of your legs. Just sink in here. Notice how this feels on your knee, on your hip, on your low back. Should not have any pain, but should be a pretty, intense stretch. If you need to prop a block under that left knee, because you feel like your knee's going too deep, you can go ahead and do that. Inhale that leg back up to center. And then exhale, let it fall once again to the left. Just take a few breaths here. Inhale your knee back to center. Go ahead and start your music. Sorry guys, I forgot to tell you to do that. If you would like to start it, go ahead. And then go ahead and just drop that foot back down. And we're gonna just switch feet here. So pick up the left, cross the left ankle over the right, and exhale, drop that foot to the floor. Arms are out wide to a T, gaze falls to the left. Take an inhale. Exhale. Inhale your legs to center. And exhale, drop them once again to the right. Sorry, I think I said left, but yeah, to the right. Let your foot fall to the floor. Just finding that stretch across your lower back. Inhale to center, and then go ahead and release the legs to the floor, stretching them back out long. Inhale your arms up over your head and find a full body stretch, pulling your body apart, maybe kind of wiggling through the hips, rocking back and forth one side to the other, pedaling out the feet. Just a good morning stretch here. Then walk your feet to the right corner of your mat, stack your left foot on top of your right, crossing at the ankles. Walk your arms to the right corner of the mat, coming into a half moon shape here. Maybe grab the left wrist with the right hand and stretch that shoulder out of the shoulder socket. Really finding a full body stretch here from fingertips to toes down the left side. Take an inhale. Exhale, walk everything through center to the left side of the mat. So right foot stacks on top of the left, crossing at the ankles. Maybe grab your right wrist with your left hand and pull that shoulder. That full body stretch now coming down the right side of our body. As you exhale, walk everything back to center, hug your knees up into your chest, and start to rock long on your spine from front to back until you can come up to a seated position. Find a comfortable seat, maybe crisscross, or if you can stack one foot on top of the other in Supta Baddha Konasana here, which your foot would kind of just be like on top of your thigh, if that's comfortable. If not, just crisscross applesauce. And we're gonna inhale, arms sweep up overhead. Exhale, place the left hand on the right knee, right arm comes behind the body, look over the right shoulder for a twist. Leave the left hand on the knee, inhale, right arm up, across the body to the left knee. Round through the back and curl, finding that cat position. As you inhale, cross the arms at the elbows, cross the arms at the wrists, like this, and lean back, arching that back, finding a cow position. Exhale, sweep the arms back overhead. Take a stretch up, and then drop to the left. Right hand comes to left knee, gaze goes behind the back. Leaving that left hand, the right hand on the left knee, inhale, left hand up, sweeping across to the other side. Again, cow position, curling, or cat position, curling the back, tucking the chin, finding the stretch. Inhale, cross out the arms, grab, interlace the fingers, and arch back. We're gonna go through that a couple more times. So inhale, arms up wide. Exhale, drop to the right. Left hand comes to right knee, gaze over the shoulder. Leaving the left hand on the knee, inhale, right arm up. Drop it to the left knee, curl through the back. Crossing at the elbows, crossing at the wrist. Inhale to cow. Exhale, arms sweep up, dropping to the left side for a twist. Inhale, left arm up, crossing over to the right knee, rolling through the back. Twisting at the elbows, twisting at the wrists, cow. One more time, inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, drop to the right. Twist. Right arm sweeps up, drop it to the knee, round through the back. Crossing at the elbows, crossing at the wrist, arch through the spine. And then inhaling, arms up, drop to the left. Left arm sweeps up, crosses to the right knee, round through the spine. Cross the elbows, cross the wrists, arch through the back. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Now gently just roll over your knees and come into your tabletop position. We're gonna find a few of those bird dogs here that we did last time. So inhale, right arm up into the air. Palm faces towards the midline of the body. Press the left heel back towards the back of the room. As you exhale, just drop the fingers and toes to the mat. Inhale them up. Exhale, drop. Inhale them up. Exhale, drop. Two more. Inhale them up. Exhale, drop. Inhale them up. Go ahead and place the hand and the knee back on the mat and switch sides. Inhale, left arm comes up. Right foot extends back, kicking towards the back of the mat. Reach, reach, reach. Exhale, drop the fingers, drop the toes. Inhale to lift. Exhale, drop. Inhale to lift. Exhale, drop. Inhale to lift. One more. Exhale, drop. Inhale to lift. Drop the hand and the knee down to the mat and just find a few hip circles here. So it's going to kind of look a little funky, but just close your eyes and just feel whatever feels good to you. So rolling through the wrists, rolling through the hips, maybe roll your shoulders out. Don't worry about how it looks, just worry about how it feels. Take an inhale. And on your next exhale, come back into your tabletop. So pressing strong and firm through the fingers. Make sure they're really spread wide so you have a nice stable base here. Elbows are directly over your wrists. Your feet are directly behind your knees. Tuck your toes and just push through your hips and lift your knees off the mat 1 inch. And just hold this here, hovering. Gaze is just towards the top of your mat. Pushing, pushing, pushing strong through the arms. We're gonna hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, go ahead and lower the knees. Untuck the toes, drop back to child's pose. Inhale, gripping into the mat, rising back up to tabletop. Tuck the toes, lift the knees 1 inch, hover. 5, 4, 3, 2, lower the knees, untuck the toes, down to child's pose. We're gonna go through that one more time. Pull yourself up to tabletop, tuck the toes, lift the knees. If you want an extra challenge, lift the right foot and balance. Drop it down, lift the left foot. Pushing strong through the hands. Drop the left foot, hover for 3, 2, 1. Drop the knees, untuck the toes, child's pose. Take an inhale here. Exhale. On your inhale, pull yourself up to tabletop, tuck the toes, lift the hips, and push back into your first downward dog. So walk out the feet here from right to left, just kind of letting one heel fall to the mat, letting the other, maybe coming up on the tippy toes, rocking to one side, swaying the hips, whatever you want to do, whatever feels good. Your hands are about shoulder width distance apart. Your gaze is directly back between your legs. Maybe your heels hover slightly, maybe they touch the mat. Bend your knees as much as you need to get a really strong, straight spine. All right, take an inhale, find some stillness. On an exhale, look up to the top of your mat, bend your knees, and just gently walk your feet towards your hands. Still down here in a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, fingertips come to shins. Exhale, forward fold. Gaze is between the shins. Inhale, bend the knees, come up to standing, arms overhead wide. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold, hinging at the hips. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant the palms, step or jump back into plank. So Amanda, I was thinking about this after we met last time. A cue I should have given you for chaturanga while you're working on your arm strength is to drop to your knees here and just do like a supported plank so that you don't have to be lifting up the whole thing. And this is totally fine. And Nikki, if you want to do this too, that's cool. If you want to stay out in your plank, and then that way, what your chaturanga is going to look like is just shifting forward, lowering your body all the way down to the floor, and then just lifting your shoulders off the mat, okay? So walking through chaturanga, either dropping the knees or staying up like this, in one straight line, lower the body to the floor, untuck the toes, lift the shoulders off the mat, drop the body, tuck the toes, push up,
downward facing dog. Okay? So inhale, look up between the hands, bend the knees, step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more sun salutation egg. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, step or hop back into plank. Lower the knees here, or in one straight line, shift your body forward, bending at the elbows, hovering over the mat, untuck the toes, pull the chest through, gaze up, up dog. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Take a couple more free movements here. Inhale, look up between the hands. Step or hop your feet to the top of the mat. Inhale up to forward fold. Inhale up to halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms sweep up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Looking good, guys. Our first flow. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, forward fold. Instead of going through the whole thing, just plant your hands and step back into down dog. Inhale, raise the right leg into the sky. Exhale, shift forward into plank, bring your knee to your nose, arch your back as much as you can, and plant your foot between the hands. Back foot comes down, heel touches the mat, toes point towards the left-hand corner of the mat. Sink into the right knee. When you're ready, inhale, arms sweep up next to the ears, warrior one. Sinking deep into that front knee here. Maybe your thigh is parallel to the mat, but make sure that your knee is tracking over your second toe and not falling in. So really actively pushing it to the outside of your leg, of your foot. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, back foot spins to parallel the back of the mat. Arms sweep down, warrior two. Very nice. So heel to heel alignment here. So look down at your feet. One heel should be in line with the other heel. That's how you know your feet are all in the right spot. So just strong and straight here. Exhale, drop your front elbow to your front knee. Left arm sweeps alongside the ear. Side angle. Inhale, hands back up to warrior two. Flip the front palm, reach forward as much as you can, and rainbow the hand over the head. Left arm drops down the back leg or wraps around the back, reaching for the right hip crease. Take an inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Cartwheel the arms, frame the front foot, right foot goes back to meet the left. Either dropping your knees here, float your chaturanga, or lowering down. Untuck the toes, lift the chest, tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward dog. Shifting the weight into the right foot, left leg lifts in one straight line to the sky. On your exhale, shifting forward into plank, bring your knee to your nose, arch your back, step your foot between your hands. Back heel drops down to the mat, right toes point towards the right corner of your mat. Sinking into the front knee, inhale, arms sweep up, warrior one. Reaching through the fingertips as you drop into that front leg. Knee is tracking directly over second toe. Inhale. Exhale, spin the back foot, parallel the back of the mat. Now at any point here, if you feel like you need to widen your stance or change things, know that you can. You can move in yoga. Just because your foot was here doesn't mean it needs to perfectly be placed down. Walk it back if you need more room. Walk it up if you think that you're too far. Just know that you can be very fluid here with this movement. It doesn't have to be like perfect pinpoints. Drop the left elbow to the left knee. Right arm sweeps alongside the ear. One straight line from your fingertips to your toes. Inhale, arms back up to warrior two. Exhale, flip the front palm, reach towards the front of the room, rainbow the arm over the head. Right leg drops down the back leg or wraps around the hip crease for the left hip crease. Hold here. Inhale, arms back to warrior two. Exhale, cartwheel the arms, frame the front foot, left foot goes back to meet the right, flow through your chaturanga. Inhale, downward dog. Exhale, gently drop to your knees. Find yourself in child's pose. If you'd like to take a sip of water here, this is a great time. And just meet me in child's pose. Take 3 full breaths here. Remember that 4 count, 5 count, 6 count, whatever you're doing, just make sure you're matching your inhale to your exhale. One more breath. On your next inhale, pull yourself up to tabletop, tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Shifting the weight into the left foot, inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, shift forward to plank, drawing your knee to your nose, planting the foot between the hands. Keeping your stance pretty wide here, like look at your back foot and look at your front foot. They should be on like railroad tracks rather than one foot in front of the other. Stay up on the back toes, sink into the front knee. Inhale, arms sweep up, Anjaneyasana, high lunge. Take an inhale. Exhale, bow to the inside of the right knee. Maybe grab, interlace the fingers behind your back and pull the shoulder blades back. Maybe your hands are just resting on your lower back. Maybe you have the flexibility to really get them over your head. Just find your balance here, find your breath. Inhale, torso lifts, arms back into the sky for high lunge. Exhale, straighten through the front leg. Rotate the back foot to parallel the back of the mat. Drop the arms down, coming into triangle here. Palms face out towards the left wall, there you go. And just start to reach over the front foot. When you can't reach anymore, keep the front leg straight. Sorry, yeah, there you go. And then just drop the right hand to the shin, left hand to the sky. So another good modification here is to take that block on your highest setting and just place your palm on the inside of that foot so you can get a little bit more leverage into that block. Yeah, there you go. And then one day, you won't need the block and you'll just graze the shin, or maybe you just will hover the hand, you know? So whatever you're comfortable with. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, drop the left hand to that block on its highest setting. Spin onto the back toes, twisting at the torso, right arm to the sky. Take an inhale. Exhale, bend the front knee, sweeping hands back overhead to high lunge. Take an inhale, reach. Exhale, put all of your weight into your front right foot and come up to stand on just that right foot, bringing the left knee into the chest for crane. Drop your hands to heart center. Take an inhale. And on your exhale, hinge at the hips. Left foot kicks towards the back wall, flexing through the foot like you're stepping on the wall. Gaze is just out in front of your mat, about 2 feet in front of it. Balancing here. Think about actively reaching through that back leg. Equal kick in the leg, equal kick, equal pull in the torso. Excuse me. Now take a block on its highest setting just in front of your mat and out to the right, about a foot. Place the right hand on that block. Bring your left hand to your left hip and start to roll open your hip, your belly and your chest all towards the left side of the room. When you have some balance here, extend that left hand up. Kicking through the back left leg, reaching with the left arm. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Take an inhale. Exhale, both hands come to the mat, left leg kicks to the sky. Think about using the inner thigh to like pull the leg up towards the ceiling. Now without moving the bottom foot, just bend through both knees, bringing the left knee to the right calf for Shiva squat. Inhale, left leg goes to the sky. Exhale, Shiva squat. Inhale, leg to sky. Exhale, Shiva squat. Inhale, leg to sky. Gently drop the toes to the back of the mat, sink into the front bent knee. Inhale, arm sweep up, high lunge. Take an inhale to reach. Exhale, frame the foot. Step the right foot back to meet the left. If you need to skip chaturanga and take a child's pose here, go ahead and do so. If not, shifting the body weight, lower in one straight line, pulling the chest through, up dog or cobra, tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Very nice. Shifting the weight to the right foot, left foot lifts to the sky. Exhale, shift forward into plank, bring your knee to your nose, gently drop the foot between the hands. Making sure those feet are on 2 railroad tracks. Stay lifted on the back toes. Inhale, arm sweep up, high lunge. Inhale, reach for the sky. Straight and strong through that back leg. Exhale, drop the torso to the inside of the left knee. Interlace the fingertips. Maybe your hands rest on the back. Maybe they're up over your head. Drawing your shoulders away from your ears. Should be feeling a stretch through your front shoulders. Take an inhale. Take an exhale. Inhale, arms sweep up, high lunge. Straighten through the front leg. Back foot spins down, parallel to the back of the mat. Arms come wide. Fingertips or palms of your hands facing the right side of the room. Pop out the right hip. Reach toward the left hand. Without moving the torso, drop the left hand, lift the right. If you need that block on the inside of your leg, don't forget about that. Maybe you're hovering the fingertips over the shins. Maybe you're just gently placing the hands on the shin. Whatever you're doing, just make sure you're not pressing on your knee. Take an inhale. Exhale, drop the right hand to a block on its highest setting on the inside of the left leg. Come on it, spin onto the back right toes. Press into that block and lift the left hand for a twist. Very nice. Good job. If you lose your balance, totally fine. Yep. Take an inhale. Exhale, bend into that front knee. Arms sweep up, high lunge. Shift all of your weight into your left foot. Come to stand on the left leg as you bring the right knee into the chest for crane. Go into the same place here, into that balancing stick pose. So exhale your hands to heart center. Hinge at the hips. Right foot kicks towards the back wall. The goal here is to look like a T. So you want your torso and your leg in one straight line. If your leg is lower, that's fine. Just make sure it's straight. It could be basically on the floor if you want it to be. But you just want to have a straight leg where you're really pushing. Okay, so wherever you're at, take an inhale. Exhale, drop the left hand to a block just in front of your mat and out to the left. Push through that hand, bring your right hand to your right hip and open up to the right side of the mat. When you have some balance, right arm lifts to the sky. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Take an inhale. Exhale, both hands come to the mat. Right leg lifts towards the sky from the inner thigh. Without moving the foot, leaving the heel on the mat, bend through the right knee, bend through the left knee. Right knee comes to the left calf. Shiva squat. Inhale back up. Exhale, Shiva squat. Inhale, leg lifts. Exhale, last time, Shiva squat. Inhale, leg lifts. Exhale, drop the foot to the back of the mat, sink into that front left leg. Inhale, oh, I'm falling. Inhale, arm sweep up, high lunge. Take an inhale for length. Exhale, frame the front foot, left foot goes back to meet the right. Find your vinyasa flow, chaturanga. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, meeting me in downward dog. Okay, so this is a new flow I just wrote that I'm gonna try out on you guys and see if we like it. All right, this will be our last flow and then we'll cool down. You guys are doing great. Shifting all of the weight into the left foot, inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, bring knee to nose, gently step the foot down, stay lifted on the back toe. Inhale, arm sweep up, high lunge. Just as we did before, shift all the weight into that right foot, left knee comes into the chest for crane. Okay? Now take the left ankle, just as we did at the very beginning of class, and cross it over the right knee into a figure 4 position. So I'm gonna face you guys so you can see. Yeah, use a wall if you need to, absolutely, okay? Inhale, arm sweep up, and sit into your chair. Ooh, tricky. Take an inhale. Exhale, lift. Release the foot, coming back into your crane. Exhale, lower the leg. Inhale, arms sweep up. Mountain pose. Now, we're gonna move into what is called tree pose, and I wanna show you a couple variations. So Amanda, for you, try just tree pose. Your left foot to your right ankle, okay? And you're just placing it there, and your arms are up, and you're just finding balance. If arms is tough, put arms here at heart center, okay? If you wanna try a little bit more, you can get the foot to the thigh and bring it up. Just don't put it on your knee, because that will be too much pressure on your knee. So either here or here, okay? Or you can take the foot and cross it across the thigh for that figure 4 shape that we were doing before, but not on the knee, up here on the thigh, okay? So this is tree. So this is all about progress, right? Like we were talking about. So maybe you're here, maybe you're here, maybe you're here. Whatever you need, you're still in tree, okay? So there's a lot of balance and arm strength. Maybe you grow your tree, and you're balancing, And then one day, you get to move into toe stand. So Nicole, I think you're ready for toe stand because you look pretty stable in tree. So bring your hands to heart center and hinge at the hips, placing the fingers on the ground. If you can't get there, use a block, or maybe you just stay right here, maybe you just hover. If you can go further, bend that right knee and come to squat. Just try it, just play. Yeah, just play, exactly. Almost like you're sitting on your heel and that foot is figure 4 bent over. All about progress, right? So one day, maybe you'll be here. Maybe tree is for you. Eventually, and I can't even do it, but I'm gonna try, maybe I'll fall. You would put the hands, you would lift the hands to heart center, okay? So then if you're there, just come on back up, release your tree, and we're back to mountain pose. That's fun. So So that's tree pose to toe stand, okay? So inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back into your down dog. Just take a couple breaths here. We're gonna run through it on the other side. And I thought about this flow, Amanda, because you were asking yesterday, just how do you do more advanced poses and how do you get there? And like, I just wanted to show you guys that yoga is like a progression the whole time. And you just are really thinking, well, what's next? What's next? What's next? And there's always a step to get there. So shift all the weight into the right foot. Inhale, left leg to sky. Exhale, shift forward into plank. Place the left foot in between the hands. We're staying up on that back right toe, coming up into that high lunge. Okay? Placing all of the weight into the left foot. Inhale the right knee into the chest for crane. Okay, so we're here. We're coming into figure four. So the right knee, the right ankle is over the left knee. And we're sitting into our chair. Keep the hands lifted or drop them to heart center. And just balance, chair pose. Very nice. Looks good, Amanda. Inhale, lengthen. Bring the foot back to crane and step it down to the left. Lower the arms, maybe shake out the legs. Tree pose on the left side. So wherever you're at, remember, could be here, or could be here. You're just finding that balance, looking for a good focal point on the floor. Maybe you're growing your tree up into there. Just finding that strength, finding that openness, that progress. And if you'd like to move into toe stand, or a version of hinge at the hips and come down to a seated position on that left heel. Still legs in that figure four. And balance on the toes. And inhale the left to center. And the right to center and fall. Go ahead and place that left foot down or whatever foot we were on. And just inhale your arms up to mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the hands, step or jump the feet back. Lower through your chaturanga. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Take an inhale. Exhale, shift forward plank. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Push back into down dog. Take an inhale. Exhale to plank. 3, 2, 1. Push back into down dog. Last time. And again, Amanda, here, if you want to do plank like this, you can do that too, right? So hinge forward into plank. Maybe drop your knees. Maybe stay lifted. 3, 2, 1. And then as slow as you can, lower the body all the way under the floor. There you go. Push back into your child's pose. Take an inhale. Take an exhale. Just breathe. We're getting into our cool down. Gently walk the hands to the right side of the mat. Find a stretch through the left side body. Inhale, walk the hands through center. And over to the left. Finding a stretch through the right side body. Inhale, walk the hands back through center, grip into the mat, pull yourself up into tabletop, and just come to a comfortable seated position. So if you have a block, take that. If you have a pillow or whatever you're using, Nick, that's perfect too. And just kind of put it out in front of you a little bit. Now, we're gonna either find a crisscross applesauce position. If you can stack one of your feet on top of the other leg in more of a stacked locust pose or half locust. Ultimately, the goal would be to take the other foot and pull it up and stack it right here. I can't do that, but I know I think Nikki, I think you're really flexible. I don't know if you can do that. And just put that block out in front of you a little bit. And we're gonna start to just bend over the knee, bend over the legs, over the body, walking the arms out to that block, okay? Don't let your butt come off the floor. So wherever that is, if your butt starts to lift, you're at your max, okay? If you can keep going, slide that block out, slide that pillow out, and just start to stretch over the legs. Maybe your forehead comes to the floor and your torso lays right on the floor. Find somewhere that's comfortable, that you can stay for 5 breaths, okay? Take an inhale. Exhale. Take an inhale. Finding that slow, deep, even breath. And just letting the hips release, the knees release. We've worked a lot today with those figure 4s and the, different crunching, squatting positions. Just let these big muscles in our body, our hamstrings, our psoas muscles. Your psoas muscles basically hold your body together. They come from your spine and they wrap around your hip joints and attach to your femur bones. So without a psoas muscle, you would basically fall apart. It's the hardest muscle in your body to stretch, but it's also the biggest. So it's very important. Just sink in here, just a couple more seconds. And then gently walk yourself up. Now, however your legs are, switch to the opposite. So if you have your left leg on top of the right, put your right leg on top of the left, vice versa. And we're just gonna go through that again so you get that other psoas muscle on the other hip. So keeping a flat back, just walking your hands out, reaching for that block, maybe grabbing it, pushing it out, forehead eventually drawing towards the ground. And just find your breath. Four-second inhale, 4-second exhale. Just breathe. All right, on an inhale, walk yourself back up. And come to lie your body down the mat. Lower as slowly as you can to the mat. Mine wasn't as slow as I wanted it to be. Legs come out long. We're gonna end in the same way we started with those figure 4 twists. A little bit more active this time. So take the right ankle, cross it over the left knee. And instead of dropping the heel to the left, drop this entire formation to the right. Arms come out to a T, letting the right foot act as a weight on that left knee to really draw it to the mat. Maybe gaze to the left hand, finding a full body twist. Just breathe here. Inhale, legs to center, and then drop to the left. Gaze to the right. Ooh, my back's popping. Inhale, legs to center. Drop the right foot. Bring your feet as wide as the mat, if not wider, and windshield wiper them to the left and to the right. So dropping both knees to the right, inhaling through center, drop both knees to the left. Next time you find your legs in center, walk your feet back in to about hip width distance and take the left ankle, cross it over the right knee. Dropping this figure four formation to the left side, letting the left foot act as a weight, pulling down that right knee. Gaze over the right hand, bringing out the spine here. And just breathe. Think about what we were talking about, directing your breath. Where do you feel tension right now? Do you feel tension in your lower back? Direct your breath to your lower back. Let it open. Direct your breath to your hip or your knee joint. And see how that changes your posture. Inhale back through center. Dropping the foot to the right. Gaze goes to the left. Feeling that stretch here now in the left hip. Breathing into the formation. Just another breath or two. Inhale back up to center. Release the leg. So I'd like to do legs up a wall with you guys because it's really good for all the spinning and it rejuvenates, basically takes all the blood out of your legs and feet and then rejuvenates them with new blood. So if you have a spot on your wall, literally legs up a wall is putting your legs up the wall. So to get into that position, what you would do is come with your right hip as close to the wall as possible. And then if it looks really awkward, there's really not a pretty way to get into it. Just kind of shift your legs up and spin because you want your butt right up against the wall, okay? You can even walk it closer and just flex through the feet and just put your arms out wide to a T. It's very passive position. We're not trying to actively stretch anything or strengthen anything. We're just trying to let the blood flow to our hearts, out of our legs, and then rejuvenate our legs once we come back up off the wall. This refreshes all of the tendons, all of the joints. We spend so much time walking around on our feet, bending our knees, sitting, more sitting time than usual, I feel like these days. So just lay here for a minute or two. And just focus on that breath. This is really good for people that have like restless leg syndrome or honestly like multiple sclerosis like me, because we have like the tingling in our feet and the blood, the new fresh oxygenated blood comes rushing back to all those nerves and it just feels nice. It's a good way this is good to do before bed and when you wake up in the morning, because it's just waking up all these muscles and joints. It's not something you feel immediately, but it is definitely a relief system if you're ever looking for one. Just a few more seconds. Go ahead and release yourself down. Really, any way you can, just kind of rotate your body, come back to your mat, come back to lying on your back, finding our final resting pose, Savasana. Amanda looks like she's coming out of the closet. Lying flat on your back, legs stretched out long. Maybe you can feel the tingling kind of in your legs, like as your blood comes rushing back into them. Maybe not, that's fine too. Just gently tuck your shoulder blades underneath your body so you have a flat back to lie on. Arms can come out wide, either to a T or down by your body, maybe just off your mat a little bit. Let your heels come closer together and let your toes fall open. Just finding that last pose, Shavasana. So we really walked through a lot of neat poses today that are all about getting to the next level and working harder. Warrior 1 prepares you for Warrior 2, prepares you for Warrior 3, prepares you for Half Moon. So everything is just a step-by-step process. Take an inhale and let your exhale flow from the top of your body through the shoulders, through the chest, through the belly, into the hips, down the thighs, into the knees, down the front of the shins and out your legs, out your feet. Start to bring a little bit of awareness back into the space around you. Wiggle the toes, wiggle the fingers. Arms stretch up overhead, full body stretch. Point the toes, flex the toes. Come to roll onto one side, using your bottom arm as a pillow. Just lie here for a minute. Using your free arm, push yourself up to a comfortable seat. Closing your eyes, drawing your hands to heart center. As you move into the rest of your day, remember this. I choose to be proud of myself, to honor the progress I have made. I celebrate where I am, and I am thankful for where I am going. Namaste.